So it says, "Hey two men, the cheese story was something that made me chuckle and cringe all in one motion. I've been travelling for some time now and I'm on my way home in a few weeks, but I'm struggling with the idea of living back home and picking up some seasonal work. I'm from the Isle of Wight and everyone almost knows each other there. And to top it off, most of the population are retired. It's just not my type of place. But for my visa to get back out east requires for me to be in my country for 3 months. I don't want to upset my parents by telling them I'm going to hang around for the minimum amount of time, but I can't stand the thought of being home too long. Any suggestion on how to tell them?" Isle of Wight is a fucking... For anyone like that's not in the UK, Isle of Wight, you could drive from one side to the other in about 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's where is it? It's down between England and France, isn't it?
I can have a look. But we always used to go there for like holidays. Like my granddad used to like it over there.
Yeah.
And there's nothing there. Literally nothing there.
I've never been there in my life.
You get a ferry over. That's it's literally an island, yeah. You get a ferry over. Nothing there.
All I can imagine of the Isle of Wight is like old school Britain, where like they still got Woolworths and fucking.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's right at the bottom. It's near Portsmouth.
Right, okay. So it's not as south as I thought it was.
But it's like, yeah, it's where like all the old people retire. There's nothing there. You drive from, like I said, once when we went. The only time I really remember, because we went a few times, I remember we had like it was like a resort, not a resort. What's it called? Like a park. Is it a park?
Well, like a caravan park, like a holiday park.
Sort of, yeah, but they were like proper buildings.
Like a chalet, like a holiday park, like a chalet.
Yeah, holiday park. Yeah, and they had a theatre there. That's where I saw the Spice Girls. That's how long ago it was. The Spice Girls movie I saw there.
Fucking hell.
But I remember, like, that's the only thing I remember from that weekend in that place. Because I remember we went to the seaside once. And then I just hung around the holiday park and went to the cinema to watch stuff like that. And then I remember winning 20 quid on a machine, which I probably wasn't supposed to be playing. And that's about it. That's the Isle of Wight.
Yeah, fuck that. If I was this listener, I'd just be honest, man. Just go back and say, look, I want to go out and travel for a little bit longer. See where life leads me.
I think you should enjoy being home. I think, like, obviously, it's nice to be away in that. And then, I'm sure your family understand. If you've been away already, then they know you're not going to stay.
Yeah.
But I think you should enjoy the time that they get to see you. I think you should act like you're happy to be there.
I think you will be as well. Like, you'll be happy to see your family, and you'll be happy to see friends and that haven't moved out of the Isle of Wight. The thought of it when you're
Portsmouth's not a bad place either.
What, Portsmouth itself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a short ferry. It's not even, you know what I mean? But like 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you could go like elsewhere in the UK as well and spend some time around the UK. I do think it's something when it's like when you're on holiday and you're like, oh, I don't want to go home yet. That's the feeling the listener's having. I think when you're actually back there, it's not going to be as bad as you think it's going to be.
No,
it's always nice to be home, even if it is boring.
Seasonal work is crap.
Seasonal work,
especially you don't know what he's been doing. Yeah, but yeah, when I first went over to. Is it the first or second time? The first time I went over to Canada, there was a guy who was from Dunstable, funny enough.
Okay.
That Jim was friends with. And when I went back over the second time, I was like, oh, where is he? And he's like, oh, he's had to go home because over there you get, like, say, like a sponsor from where you work.
Yeah.
And he was a chef, and they kept like, yeah, it's fine, we'll sponsor you. And they never did. So he had to do the same. He had to come home for 3 months. He had to give up his flat. He had to sell all of his shit because he had nowhere to put it.
Fuck.
He went back home, and then he came back over and he stayed with Jim's parents while he got himself back on his feet.
Jesus, man.
Yeah. So it's a real fucking headache to but you know what I mean. That's what the countries require. Over here, you don't. You know what I mean?
Well, you could be doing. You get given a house. You get given all kinds of bullshit. I watched a documentary of this Romanian fella who is claiming welfare benefits for his 8 kids that are living in Romania. And he's here by himself in a house with about 20 other blokes. Just collecting scrap metal on the weekends. And he's claiming benefit for 8 kids.
I feel bad for someone though, with like I watched that Slum Landlords, and they go into the properties that they've halved rooms, and they charge people so much money to stay in this like tiny little room, taking advantage of them. But then I think to myself, well, welcome to England, because we're in that shithole as well.
The thing is that they get away with it. There's like, until they're eventually stopped, there's like, sometimes they've got like 20, 30 people living in one house.
Yeah, I know, and I think to myself, wonder how many I can fit in mine.
Yeah. Just like give them the downstairs or something, or the upstairs or something.
Yeah. They're like, I love it when they put in like fake walls and it's like half through the window, and you could see it from the outside. There's like a half room. Yeah, I think, like I said, your family's gonna know. I mean, I don't know how long you've been away, so like you're worrying about telling them, but they're probably already. You just got to say to them, you're like, oh, I'm only back for the visa. I'm going to find some work and stuff like that, and then just enjoy the time with them. That's what they want. They just want to see you.
Yeah.
I mean, so don't put too much stress on it, and just enjoy the shitey weather in England and the terrible pay, and then get the fuck out again.
Just think. I would think of the seasonal work literally as putting money aside to go back away, get back away somewhere else.
Yeah. And to pay for the ferry to get off the Isle of Wight. Seriously, man, there's nothing there. Nothing there. As soon as I read that, I was like, oh, man, that's rough. I remember dating a girl, and her grandparents lived there, and driving in the car all the way down there to go see these people that are old as fuck. One of those proper houses that like hasn't changed time, and they've got like a gazebo thing not a gazebo.
Conservatory.
Conservatory, yeah. And they sit in there and listen to the fucking rain.
Yeah, man.
It's like, and I'm just sitting there like, where's the TV? Please put the TV on. Someone say put the TV on.
So you can distract yourself somehow.
Yeah, so I'm not bored. Because that's before, like, people don't realise, because obviously I'm not that old, but phones were rare back then. So I couldn't even sit on like fucking
TikTok.
Play a game on my phone, or sit on TikTok. Yeah, I literally had to sit there and interact with these people. That's what it's like in Isle of Wight. So I feel for you, man.
It's like going back 300 years, Dan. It's like going back 300 years.
But enjoy it, and then hopefully you get back out there and enjoy yourself out there. So safe travels, man.